Hello, today is week 4, day 1. You're going to click here. It'll take you to your lesson page. Make sure that you take attendance if you're virtual students. Your goal today is students will calculate the volume of cubes, prisms, and pyramids. This video will be posted here. And then your assignment today is the work on IXL 8th grade T8. It looks like this. You want to make sure that your name is right up here in the upper corner. If it's not, you'll want to make sure that you log into IXL through Clever. This will give you directions how to do that. So to find the volume of a cube, it is length times width times height. And so you're just going to use a calculator. There's no need to do anything more than a calculator. So here we have 5, 5, 5. So we're going to do 5 times 5 times 5, which is 125. We type in 125. We hit enter. This is called a triangular prism. So what you're going to do is you're going to do the exact same thing, length times width times height, right? This is for a cube or rectangular prism. So we'll write cube here or a rectangular prism. Rectangle or prism. We're going to abbreviate rectangular as rect. Prism. Now a triangular prism is the same thing. So we're going to abbreviate it as tri prism. Its equation is very similar, except for it is going to be length times width times height and then divide by 2. So 5 times 10 times 9 and then divide by 2. You're just going to use a calculator for it as well. We've got 5 times 10 times 9 divided by 2, 225. Again, a rectangular prism goes back to this here, length times width times height. Length times width times height, so 8 times 4 times 2, 64. Again, it's the same type of shape, rectangular prism, length times width times height. 3 times 4 times 7, 84. We now have a pyramid. Pyramids are a little bit different. There are 2 different equations for those. So for pyramids, there are 2. It's going to be length times width times height times 1/3. If it has a rectangle or square as the base. If it has a triangle as the base, let's make sure we separate these two. As a triangle as a base, it will be length times width times height divided by 2 times 1/3. In this case, it's the top one, so you go to your calculator and you're going to do 6 times 6 times 6 divided by, multiplied by 1/3, which is 72. Same thing again for this one, except for different numbers. So it's going to be 3 times 6 times 6 times 1/3. Now, if you notice, I forgot to put a time sign between those. It's a mistake. So this is actually 36. This is length times width times height. So 10 times 4 times 7 is 280. Once you get good at these, you really don't need to use a calculator, but if you need to, go ahead. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5 is 125. 15 times 15 times 15, I don't know what it is, so I would go back to a calculator and just do 15 times 15 times 15, 3375. 19 times 6 times 19. 2166. We got a rectangular base pyramid, so we're going to do length times width times height times 1/3. So 6 times 8 times 12 times 1/3. 192. 12 times 12 times 17 times 1/3. 816. 2 times 2 times 2. So this is going to be 8. 14 times 20 times 7. And then this is a prism, so it's going to be divided by 2. It's this one up here. So 14 times 20 times 7 divided by 2, 980. 19 times 19 times 19. If you notice it's a cube, you could also go 19 cubed. Same thing, 6859. It doesn't matter if they have decimals, you still do the same thing. This is a pyramid, so we go down here to the pyramid, and it's a triangular base, so we're going to use this bottom one. So your calculator says take 10.6, multiply it by 19.5, multiply that by 15.2, divide by 2, and then multiply by 1/3. 523.64. And then just keep going. We're at 85. Technically, I'm at an A. I could stop. I could do 4.4 times 3.5 times 14.1. 217.14. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me.